Hey guys, here's another video. This is my Psychic Ills collection. Psychic Ills is a psych rock band that started in Brooklyn in 2003. They released their first full-length album, Dins, in 2006. This is a pretty odd album. There's not a lot of like songs on here, and by that I mean like there's a lot of just kind of instrumental, just psychedelia, which is cool, but you definitely have to be in the mood for it. Probably the best songs on here are definitely January Rain and I Knew My Name. I Knew My Name has just this excellent guitar in the beginning. It's very catchy, and then it builds up to this really invigorating part of the song with like these the snare drum going and like really uplifting riffs. It's a really good song. And then January Rain has like excellent bass line. I love that song. The rest of the album is like I said, it's just kind of psychedelia. I mean, I guess, what was it called? Electric Life on here. Yeah, Electric Life is pretty good, but the rest is, it's okay. You have to be in the mood for it. Like I said, a lot of instrumental. Not every song has vocals. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's a good first start. Then after that, they released Mirror Eye in 2009. I don't own that. This is another one where it's just largely psychedelia. The two songs that stand out are Mantis, the first song, which is just completely, this whole album is just completely tripped out. Like, it's just like, even if you're sober, you're just like, what the fuck, man? A lot of guitar effects, a lot of just straight up psychedelia, synth, and Mantis is like that, and it's a very good, memorable song. Meta is also very good, and then Fingernail Tea, which I hate that song title, it's like disgusting. That's a really good song. The rest ranges from forgettable to just kind of like not really necessary. I don't know. I mean, it's all just instrumental kind of psychedelia. I guess it all blends together well. Maybe like I'd have to give it like a few more listens, but you know, it's a pretty good album. I don't know if I really need to own it, but yeah, it's good for what it is. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. And so after that, in 2011, they changed it up a lot in that they definitely stripped down their songs and went with a more kind of formulaic approach. Like there's pretty much vocals in every song on here, and this one's called Hazed Dream. Came out in 2011. Shorter songs, a lot more songs, and they just feel more like songs as opposed to just like psychedelia in their past two. So yeah, Midnight Moon is very good. I like the Western feel of it. Mind Days is awesome. I love the chorus. It's so catchy. But then, like, Incense Head, Mexican Wedding, and That's Alright are, to me, they're just completely forgettable. The thing about this album is that it has a very quiet production to it, and his vocals just sound like someone who just smoked a blunt and is, like, sitting on their couch, and you can't hear them because they're so stoned. I'm sure we've all been there at one point, but, you know, like, I don't know for, like, an album, you know what I mean? Ring Finger's okay. Traveling Man has a pretty interesting call and response guitar to it. Sun Gaze is good, and then I'll Follow You Through the Floor is probably one of the best songs I've ever written. I love that song. They play it live a lot. I was fortunate enough to see these guys with White Hills for the tour of the album after this one. But yeah, it's a good album. It's not my favorite. There's definitely some duds in here. I appreciate the change they took because I don't know how many more albums I can listen to where it's just like 2 or 3 actual songs and then the rest is just, you know, basically fucking around with like psychedelia. So yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's not bad. You know, I like the change they went through. And then in 2013, they released One Track Mind, which I saw them on tour for this. This is a really good album. They definitely stepped it up in terms of the fact that you can hear the vocals. They're definitely a lot more audible and projected, and he doesn't sound like he's stoned out of his mind. Because that's the thing. It's one thing if you sound stoned out of your mind, but like, let me hear it. The thing in that last album about the vocals was it was just so buried and just very sleepy feeling. This one, Feels more alive. It starts off with One More Time, which is a great, great, catchy track. I love the guitar in that. See You There has a great psychedelic vibe to it. Might Take a While is good, catchy song. Depot is a little eh. Tried to Find It is a really cool, lofty kind of psychedelic song. FBI is really, really catchy. I love that song. I Get By, I love the tambourine in that. City Sun feels like this janky acoustic song, like the harmonica's a little too high in the mix, but I kind of like that for some reason. I like how it's kind of just, it just feels kind of like disjointed in a way, but in a good way, if that makes sense. And then Western Metaphor is an instrumental on here. Oh my God, I love that song. The riff and the lead over it together are just like perfect. And then Dropout is a great closer. So I was really, really impressed by this because the last three albums are like, they're good. They definitely have their high points, but as a whole, they're pretty inconsistent. This one is very consistent. I enjoyed this a lot. I'd probably give this, honestly, I'd probably give this like a 9 out of 10. It doesn't really have, the only bad, it's not a bad song, but Depot is kind of like forgettable. But the rest of them all stand out in their own way, so that's really cool. And so then in 2016, oh, actually I should mention, I got this at the show when I saw them. I actually showed this on my Moon Duo video too. I'm not sure when this came out. It's a split between Moon Duo and Psychic Ills. Okay, this came out in 2012. I like the Psychic Ills side on this a lot better than the Moon Duo side. The Moon Duo side's good, but it's not as good as the Psychic Ills side. I love the song. It's called Take Me With You. Just super catchy stuff. Love the production, love the vocals, everything I love about Psychic Ills. This is a really, really good split. If you can find this, definitely pick it up. But anyway, in 2016, they released their final album because the fucking guy passed away in like, I think he passed away in 2020. He was only 42. I don't even know what he passed away from, but it sucks. So this was their last album in 2016 called Inner Journey Out. I have this on vinyl. It's a double vinyl. I got this right, or actually I was given this as a present, like basically right when it came out. Yeah, so this is definitely Psychic Ills at their most mature. This album is not really like the rest of their stuff in that they bring in so many guest vocalists and musicians and I don't know if you'd say like, it just has a really, really dense Western atmosphere with some really good kind of like almost like Baptist church type singers in the background of some of the songs. And then they have like different kinds of like instruments and percussion and stuff like that they use. Like in the first song, Back to You, and yeah, like that. So they have like a wood block and congas and a shaker, and in other songs they have a kabasa, whatever the fuck that is, bongos, tambourine, timpani. I mean, just a whole bunch of stuff, and then just like I said, guest vocals in a lot of songs too. It's a very, very beautiful album. I won't say I find myself in the mood for this all the time because it is a lot to digest. The atmosphere is so rich on here, but there's some really, really good songs on here. All Alone is fantastic. It has great, again, backing vocals, super catchy. New Mantra is great. It's an instrumental. I love that one. Coca-Cola Blues is pretty funny. The lyrics in that, he's like complaining about soda. But it's a very beautifully written song. Everything's produced masterfully. His vocals sound great. And then the single for this, Baby, is, I love that song. The chorus in that is just so infectious. Again, just a beautiful, beautiful music. And then the other ones are really good too, like I Don't Mind, Another Change, Music in My Head. That song has like a really cool rise and shine atmosphere to it. Hazel Green. Confusion, I'm Alright is the one song in here that sounds like their past two albums. It's kind of just like a basic Psychic Ills song. But then like Rah Wah Wah is like definitely a nod to their early shit because it's just a very long psychedelic instrumental, but it's done very tastefully, and it's not just like random psych effects like they did in their first two albums. And then it ends with Fade Me Out. I will say, as a whole, I don't know if the album needed to be this long. It's over an hour, which is kind of a lot for them. But all things considered, this is a very, very good album. A very emotional album, because it was like, I just didn't really know Psychic Ills was capable of this kind of musicianship and like kind of song crafting. So when I heard this, I was like, wow, this is a really, really well thought out and executed album. So I have a lot of respect for this. And you know, it sucks because I really liked the route they were taking. In some ways, it almost sounds like that band Federale, the bassist from Brian Jonestown's side project, because it has that very thick Western Americana atmosphere, and I love it. You know, there's a lot of high moments. Sucks this was their last album, but you know, what are you gonna do? It sucks. You know, they were a great band. I liked them a lot. So yeah, I'd probably give this a 9 out of 10. It's just a very beautiful album, and like I said, I'm not in the mood for it all the time, but I have a lot of respect for it. So, R.I.P. Psychic Ills. They had some really good stuff. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one.